Teaching young minds can help swing world in better direction. Last week, an erstwhile student called me seeking help with her college assignment. After the matter had been attended to, our conversation took a turn toward current events and politics. "Aren't we living in a messy world?" she asked, after we had taken a trip around the globe. "Every age has its problems, and each believes them to be the worst," I said, trying to ameliorate her concerns. Later in the day, when I reflected on our causerie, it did seem that the world was teetering on multiple fronts. At home, the failure of our elected officials to construct a defensible budget and live within its means has brought us to a fiscal cliff. Failure to reach a timely resolution, we are told, will thrust the country into another recession. Like in a scene out of a Eugen Ionesco play, the debt keeps mounting while the actors are passionately engaged in a discourse about picayune distractions. In Europe, the nimble posturings of finance ministers and the sleight of hand of bankers resemble a dance at a party of drunkards. Everyone hopes to catch a glimpse of a vibrant economy through the haze of inebriation and delusion. The sentiment seems to run along the following line: if the ceiling collapses, let it. We've had a jolly good time of it, at the people's expense. American ports of entry continue to receive the coffins of soldiers killed in faraway wars. Parades and accolades quiet the mourners' cries, and we are told what to believe. The casualties of these wars are not just the dead, but also the living. Somewhere in a quiet room, when sleep won't come, the black substance of death invades the living space. A bitter hatred rocks the cities in Israel and Palestine. The buildings are dressed like widows. They are wearing black hats of smoke. Many tattered peace treaties wave in the wind of new political machinations. The solution to all these problems will not come from governments. It rarely does. But it can come from pressure put upon governments by an educated and informed citizenry. Many are the times in the annals of history when the world seemed a messy place. What makes a current mess weightier is the weak grasp the citizenry has on political and economic matters. Today, too many elections are easily won with catchy slogans and demagoguery. The current problems are too deeply rooted to go away anytime soon. On the economic front, one cannot shuffle wealth to create growth. Balanced solutions is euphemism for economic decline and more pain to come. On the military front, we continue to be wounded by politicians and their perfidy. The recent wars we have witnessed seem to start and continue on a trajectory of lies. As for hatred, it has become profitable for politicians to pit one group against another, be they Jews and Arabs, or the haves and the have-nots. In the long run, the solution for us lies inside America's classrooms. Creative and critical minds bolster a country's wealth and health. Only when we teach children from an early age to think for themselves and to think well, can they be armed in later years to see through the exaggerations and mendacities of wily politicians. Today, our teetering country reflects broken classrooms.